Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, everybody. How we doing? How we doing today? Hopefully we're doing well. That's good. My sisters and brothers are doing well. We're going to talk about average at best. And I put the lady's picture as a thumbnail because that's where this comes from, but that's not who it's about. A lot of people, men and women, missed why that woman was average at best and why that rating applies to a lot of black women overall. They thought it was just that woman's looks. And that wasn't completely it. Was she an average looking woman? Yeah, she was. She was. She wasn't no stunner to look at. She wasn't the ugliest woman I ever seen, but she wasn't no stunner. Let's talk about looks for a minute. I'm not even going to go to weight. I want to talk about how, thank you, Ruminant. So that lady has gone on a dating show and surprised she has disdain for black men at large now. Yes, she does. I watched a video, shout out to Pink Book Lessons. I watched a video about that, her video about it. And it was real interesting that she now has a disdain for black men. And we're going to get to that because that's actually part of the averageness that we talking about. But let's talk about the looks. We like to beat each other about looks. The men and the women. Because women are looked upon to be visual muses, and women are ranked typically in just about, no matter how you ranking her or why you're ranking her, a woman's beauty comes into play, and it boosts her or it knocks her down, right? But looks they're not everything, because most people are average because that's what the word average means. There are not a lot of men or women who are above average in looks, because average means average. Average means the majority of people are in this range, whatever this range is. So most women, thank you for sponsoring the show, UFO. Said Kendra delivers. Thank you so much, beloved. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate all of the contributions. All of y'all sponsor the show. Most women fall in the average category. Most men fall in the average category. Most people are average looking. And somehow in the black community, we have taken average to mean ugly. You're ugly if you're not a 10. You're ugly if you're not a 9. You're ugly if the men aren't falling all over themselves and, you know what I'm saying, taking care of themselves at night with palmetto, thinking about you and all of that kind of stuff. So if you're an average looking woman, somehow you're an ugly woman, which is so much cap, because I ain't seen no average looking woman have trouble getting no man because of her looks. I have not experienced it and I haven't seen it, because I have seen some of the ugliest, fattest, nastiest chicks have men falling up behind them. So that's cap. That's cap. Most women are average, and you can be higher average or lower average. A 6 is still average. A 7 is still average. A 5 is still average. So we like to act like being kind of sort of in the middle is something wrong with it. No, unfortunately, it's not just sex. I have seen unattractive, overweight women with husbands. Now, we're not going to talk about what the quality of that husband is, but she got a man that married her and then had a bunch of kids with her. So it's not always just sex. And average women aren't being pursued only for sex because they're average. Because then that would mean that only the 8, 9, and 10 had a shot to be married. And we know that's not true, because men don't marry them either. If beauty was the only thing that got you married, all these beautiful boss chicks would be married. And they not. So what's wrong with them? If beauty was all we needed, it's not all we need. Not all you need to be cute. I might talk about that maybe another show, maybe tomorrow. About this average stuff, and it's a lot. But anyway, yeah, Bishop, it's a lot of lonely 8s and 9s. Old folk used to say God don't like ugly, and he don't like pretty if it don't act right. Anyway, a lot of black women and a lot of black men missed the point of why she was rated average. Did it have something to do with her looks? Yeah, it did. Because she's not a beautiful woman. She's not a beautiful woman. She got a lot of improvements to make physically. You can't do nothing about your face unless you got the money to go and get it redone or whatever the case may be. You really can't do a whole lot about your face. That's why women be wearing makeup, because they be knowing that they're not all that pretty. So then they be trying to enhance it and trying to do something with it, short of going under somebody's knife. It has something to do with her looks, but not everything. With all that money she claims she makes, she could go and get teeth need straightening. Pink Book did call her Sam Cassell, and that you Pink Book, if you listening, oh, Pink Book, if you listening. Oh my goodness. See, I see somebody said looks are not irrelevant. Let's not lie to ourselves. Thank you, Jake Neely. Males want females. Talk about the quality of those husbands that do zero husbandry. Let's not be dichotomous in our thinking today. Let's try. Because just because I said it's not always your looks doesn't mean that I think looks don't count at all. So please, let's give me a little bit more credit of intelligence than that. Because in order for a man to step to you in the first place, he gotta have something that he finds attractive physically about you. So please, let's not do that. Oh, well, you know, if she ain't fine, you saying she got to be ugly? Thank you, Eric. Sam Cassell. You ain't right, but you ain't wrong either. Hey, that's Pink Book. Pink Book says Sam Cassell. I think I'm being trolled, so I'm going to stop reading the chat now. I'm going to stop reading the chat, and I'm just going to talk. Because I try to read the chat in order to interact, but I don't think that's going to go real good today. So, the first issue, the reason why you're average at best is because you think you're better than the men that you want to be with. That's the problem. You do think that you're better than the men that you want, and you have an innate disdain for black men specifically. Thank you, Diego. Thank you, Jake, again, said cat. Low-level males want cat. She doesn't respect any black men, no matter what he does, no matter what he earns, no matter how he thinks, no matter how he offers his 4 Ps, no matter what he plans, no matter what he builds, no matter what his vision is, no matter what his methods are, no matter what kind of man he is internally, she doesn't have any respect. See, y'all don't have no respect for the men that you say you want to come into your life and be these wonderful men that's there for you, that's emotionally available, that's got the finances, he's got his internal stuff in check. You basically are saying that you want a man to come into your life and have all 10 of these life values in order. Okay? You want these men to come in and have his spiritual self in check. You want these men to come in and have his health in check. You know, he got to have 6-pack. He got to look good. He got to be physically appealing. You want him to have good family values. You want him to have a good appearance value. You want him to have good dwelling value. You want him to have mobility. You want him to have a higher education. You want him to have a good profession. You want him to be able to provide leisure, and you want him to be able to provide wealth. You claim that's what you want, but then you think you're better than that man when you don't work or have even half of them things intact for yourself. And if and when you come across a man that actually does have those things intact in his life, You can't handle him no way. You don't know what to do with him no way. You don't know how to talk to him no way. You don't know how to be feminine with him no way. You don't know what to do with him. You get frustrated with him. You get frustrated because he now all of a sudden he don't have all of this time in the world for you. But you want him to have leisure and mobility and wealth. Well, if you want him to have that, baby doll, then he don't have a whole lot of time to be sitting up under you looking in your face. He'll make time as he can. And if he got himself together, then he's going to make time. He's going to carve out time. He'll do it. He'll do it. The fact that you think you better than him comes across in every interaction that you have with him. It comes across as a lack of empathy. And most importantly, it comes across as masculine. It's masculine because there's an air of competition involved. I can do this better than you. I can provide for me better than you. I can problem solve for me better than you. I can protect me better than you. I can gain procreation with myself better than you. In other words, I can provide myself the 4 P's better than you. So let's see what you got. And providing the 4 P's in a relationship is the essence of male nature. It is masculine. And that's actually what everybody's talking about when we say you're carrying masculine energy in a relationship. That's what we actually talking about. Those are the things that we talking about. See, once you come across starting to compete with him in the area of the 4 P's, this is when you're showing your disdain for him. This is the competition that you have. This is how you show him, I don't respect you, but I want you to do what I want you to do, but I'm not actually going to respect you for it. Whether you do it or not. Whether you do it or not. I'm actually not going to respect you for this. You believe, just like the average at best woman, Jessica, you believe that if somehow you out earn him financially, that or you have some material advantage over him, either perceived or real, that this not only makes you better than him, but this elevates you as a person. Y'all think, and this is why Kevin used to play that little soundbite, I'm a PhD, because y'all be thinking literally that if you have mobility, education, profession, leisure, and wealth, that actually enhances you as a valuable woman or makes you a valuable woman, and it don't have nothing to do with it. One don't have nothing to do with the other. Just because you went to school or you was able to get some money or you was able to start a business or have a good job or whatever the case may be, or you was able to get a little bit nicer car or live in a little bit nicer area, that don't have nothing to do with who you are on the inside as a woman. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. That's what it means when men be saying your PhD and your money don't mean nothing, because that doesn't affect who you are one way or the other. It does not secure what I need as a man in the relationship. It doesn't do anything for me. You being able to maneuver in the world, quote unquote, just like me, doesn't actually help me. And it doesn't make you a better person. Going to school don't make you a better person. And I don't know why y'all think that. I don't know why y'all be doing that. Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that lie? Who gave y'all that lie? That if you went to Zaddy's higher education, that was going to make you a better person internally. Because everything that you think about revolve around money. The reason that you think that is because you're stuck in the American nightmare, aka the lost value system, where wealth is above everything. So you think when you make a couple of dollars, then you better than everybody else. And no man want to be with you while feeling the air that you're better than him or you think you better than him. And when we talk about going to school don't make you a better person, then y'all want to be disingenuous and talk about, well, you want a dumb woman, or you don't want, a woman to have education. Nobody said don't get it. It's just that don't mistake that for being a better person, because you can be a crappy person with a PhD. So you mean to tell me everybody that graduated successfully, whether it was with a bachelor's degree, a master's, or anything higher, that made them a better person? No. That all of those people that graduated are these awesome individuals just because of that? So you don't have any internal work you need to do to make sure that you're actually a good person? That's why people be saying it don't make you worthy. Because it's a whole bunch of people that graduate and do all of this type of stuff, and that's pompous a-holes, and nobody like them. You just put up with them because they around. It don't make you a better person. Being a better person makes you a better person, regardless of the external values that you may or may not have. As a matter of fact, gaining the external values under the lost value system doesn't increase your value, it decreases it. It actually makes you a worse person. Because that means that you are fully immersed. You're fully immersed in the lost value system, aka the American nightmare. And if you're fully immersed in this, you're not a good person. Because you can't be, because spiritual is at the bottom. In order to excel here, you got to have no truth in your spiritual value. So you're not a good person. The second thing that makes you average at best or sometimes below average. This is the second thing that most people missed about that. You deal with low-level men and simps. Let's talk about it. A lot of y'all deal with low-level men and simps. And you allow these so-called men to waste your time. You allow yourself to get into and remain in bad relationships. You let men use you. You let men neglect you. You let men don't offer you the 4 P's accurately or in any way positively. You let men disrespect you. You let men talk to you any kind of way. You let men do anything to you. And then you complain about the men. Ain't no good men out here. It ain't no good men you can attract. They out there. You might even know these men. You might even be cool with these men, and they don't want you. Let's talk about the wasting of the time that you allow men to do with you. And now all of this come from low self-esteem and low self-worth and low self-value. These are the real pick-me's. Let's talk about it. Because they call women who want to be feminine pick-me's or whatever, and they want to call women like me or women like Danica or women. I would never sit somewhere and let a man waste all my time. Because women can't even afford to do that. No way. You will sit in these relationships 5, 10, 12 years being treated like crap. It's because you don't love yourself. That's why you below average. That's why these men step all over you. Because see, men ain't got no biological clock like we do. That's why they don't see relationships in terms of time. That's why men do not see relationships in terms of time. Women do. Women do. Because we got a biological clock that we got to pay attention to. And that biological clock is ticking whether we have children, want children, don't want children, don't have children, whatever it is, because there's a clock on the womb. There's a clock on the sexual attraction. There's a clock on the youth. There's a clock for women. And we not really supposed to let no man waste our time talking about what he might do. This is why it was more effective to let the men in your family vet a man specifically so you won't waste your time with him. Specifically so he won't run your kitty miles up and run your blood pressure up at the same time. He running in and out of your life, making you miserable and you making yourself miserable because you let him have access to you. And you don't know how to say no. You got low self-value and low self-esteem, and you will let a man do anything to you just so you can have masculine energy around you in some kind of capacity, so you'll deal with anything. And you call me a pick-me, but I would never. I have dismissed men. You got to get out of my face, brother. Yeah, well, I know you want to waste my time, but I'm not going to let you. I know you want to waste my time. I know. It's real tempting for you to do that. Because you know I got a clock and you don't. So you ain't worried about the next 3 to 5 years. You ain't worried about that. But I got to worry about it. You'll waste your whole 20s on men that ain't worth it and then be mad at the men. Mad because you done allowed yourself to get into sexual situationships knowing you want a relationship and a marriage. You know that's what you want. And you will hang around and slum around and follow up behind and sniff up behind these men. They have no intention at all of giving you any of what you want. And some of them will be bold enough to tell you to your face, he ain't going to give it to you. And you still sniff up behind him. This is your fault at this point. At this point, this is on you. You got to have better self-esteem than that. I'm not going to let you run my kitty miles up, run my biological clock up, and you, quote unquote, don't know what you want to do for the next 6 years. We're not doing that. You know, if 6 years from now you get yourself together and I'm still available and we want to hook up, we can do it then. But you're not going to waste my time between now and then. Because, see, there's a difference between getting into a relationship and building with a man and waiting on a relationship and don't know whether you building with him or not. Those are two different Completely different situations. Completely different. It's different when you 22 and you done married a man and he 27 and he's building and he marries you because he wants you to help him build. That's different. Y'all in a relationship now. Y'all are in a marriage now. You're not waiting on him to see will he, won't he. You're doing it. But all of that, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, I was dating him for the potential. That's stupid. The Crimson Cure telling you that's stupid. And the reason why that's stupid is because men know what they want and who they want it with. And if he ain't told you that's what he want with you, or he has told you in no uncertain terms he don't want that with you, why are you there? You begging, you volunteering to be used. You're not a victim, you volunteer at this point. He don't have no respect for you because he see you don't have none for yourself. So why is he coming through with respect? Respect for what? Respect what? You don't even like you. And he know you don't respect yourself because he know he coming into where you at with the disrespect and you taking it. That's how he know. That's how he know you don't respect yourself, because he know he on that BS. He know he on that flim flam. He trying to figure out why you ain't told him to go kick rocks. Because any other woman of value would have told him to get out of her face ASAP. Immediate. Go. Because she know he a F-19 and a simp. He a F-boy and a simp. And ain't nobody got time for that. A real woman about her business ain't got time for that. You're not going to come through and run through me. No. Not going to let him tell you no stupid stuff either. I know you let somebody else hit it. Yeah, and I know you let your last baby mama smack you upside the head. So should I do that? I'll let you hit it like the other guy a couple of years ago did it if you let me smack you in your face like your baby mama did. We don't like to talk about the other side of that. We don't like to talk about the other side of that, do we? The stuff we allowed a year or 2, 4, 5 years ago. The stuff we allow folk to do. And then we grow and we don't take that no more. Because I am so past commercial break. Let's hit the commercial break and then we'll be back.
Okay, we're downloading A-Game's formula.
3, 2, 1.
a little levity for the show. And I owe y'all a dance myself. Bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button. Bam, bam. You gotta So we got 395 awesome likes. So if we could just get the next 400 people to like the stream, that would be awesome. Like, share, subscribe. That really helps the channel to grow. And I really, really appreciate it. You want to talk about knowing your worth. You have to accumulate worth in order to know it. You can't just all of a sudden know your worth, sister. You got to have some worth. That's having value. Here's the difference. You can't be in a situationship with a man. Have him coming through, running through. Get tired of it. And then because you know you don't like that feeling, to say, I know my worth, so I'm not going to accept that anymore. You just know what you don't want. You just know you don't like that. Fine. Now, what are you going to do to prevent that? What are you going to do with yourself to prevent the majority of men from stepping to you like that? How are you going to change what's going on around you so that the energy is different, so that simps, F-19s, and all of these other idiots don't come to you with that mess? Now, it's going to be one or two with some triarization in it. Because a simp will still try you. A F-boy will try you. And the reason he'll try you is because he done ran up on enough chameleons to know that sometimes when women say what they ain't gonna do, that be exactly what they gonna do. If only he apply a little bit of pressure. So in order to be able to say, I'm not doing that, and mean that, you're actually going to have to gain some value. We're going to talk about that. Because you don't address the things that got you where you are, you blame the men for taking advantage of you. But surprise, surprise, surprise. The men that you dealing with, they caught up in the lost value system too. They not know better. It ain't no truth in their spiritual value either. So both of y'all in the same goofball boat. So it become a cycle. Thank you, Troy. So thank you for sharing in a way that women can't use the excuse they don't hear the message because the delivery is too harsh. Oh, they still tell me my delivery too harsh. The tone police, they still do that. So the men that you are dealing with are also caught up in the lost value system. They not know better. He gonna take advantage because he's broken too. And in this way, it is in this way that y'all are average at best or below average at best, and you can't qualify for better men. You can't qualify for better men. You can only get these low-level F-boys, F-19 simps, and idiots because you didn't raise your level. You did not address the issues that are going on with you so that you don't even have to deal in that pool of men. Now the pool of men gets smaller. But if you actually do the internal work, you're okay with that. Because what you got to do when you talk about you have gained some sort of value, or you know your worth, what you do is you become okay with not putting all these backshot pictures on Facebook and Instagram trying to get all kinds of likes and validation from men that you don't know. You're qualifying for the men that you're qualifying for. That's why it ain't no, quote unquote, ain't no good ones. Thank you, Stat722. That's why there aren't any good ones. Because the ones who got it together, they simply don't have time for women who are in complete disarray, who show no interest in becoming better, who show no interest in gaining value, who show no interest in addressing her demons, who shows no interest in these things. He doesn't have time for that. The only ones who got time to deal with you in your dysfunction is an equally dysfunctional man. He got all the time in the world. And some of these F-boys is the kind that's going to be on the couch playing Madden. And some of them, they going to work and stuff like that. They go to work and come back and they play with you, play like they going to be in a relationship with you. Thank you, Mrs. Jasmine said, my husband has been on top of his A game. I will be on the top of the refill. We both benefit from A game. Thank you. You are so welcome. And I am so happy that both of y'all benefit from A game. I am so happy about that. Thank you for your contribution and for your words, Mrs. Jasmine. Thank you, Micah. So spiritual discernment ultimately has to do with wisdom and the ability to distinguish truth from error. Now that's a real PhD. Exactly. So this is why y'all in a cycle. Thank you, Jihad, the I was like this when you met me chick. Yeah. You don't do no work on yourself. You go from man to man. You don't take time to think about why these relationships keep going the way that they're going and why you keep getting into situationships, why it don't really add up. You never take the time to say, what's going on with me? What do I need to address within myself to get myself together so that I can actually, just like that video I showed y'all the other day. She talking about, what I show on social media. I mean, I got to dumb myself down. And if I show better, I can get better. I mean, why don't that make sense? The only man that's got time for your dysfunction is an equally dysfunctional man. I need y'all to remember that. The only men that have time to deal with a dysfunctional, chaotic woman is a man that is equally chaotic and dysfunctional. And he gonna play with you. He gonna play a game with your feelings. He gonna play a game with your mind. He gonna play a game with your sex because he's chaotic and dysfunctional. And he the only one that's making time to deal with you because you don't make time to deal with your dysfunction and get over it. Thank you, Jerome. Said average at best chick, aka Smeagol from Lord of the Rings, has returned and she mad at black men but want to date black men. Rump. And see, this is part of it. This is what I was talking about. Thinking you better and having disdain for the men you want. And last but not least, because I'm going to try not to do overtime today. You're average at best or below average because you're just not good people. You're not good people because you don't address any issues that you have. You are toxic. You are evil. You are hard-hearted. You are miserly. You are greedy. You are selfish. You are not self-aware. You are haughty. You are arrogant. You are foolhardy. I could go on and on and on. You're ugly on the inside. You ugly on the inside. See, that was that average at best lady Jessica. That's her problem. It's more than just her not being the most beautiful woman on the outside. She don't even compensate by being a beautiful woman on the inside. Ismail, thank you so much that would like to coach and talk one-on-one with male fans. You're ugly on the inside, beloved. That was just Miss Jessica's problem. Now, when you're not beautiful, it take a little bit more to get and attract and keep the attention of the men that you want. It take a little more. It take a little more because men are visual. They do like beauty. So, you're going to have to doll up a little bit, and you're going to have to make sure you ain't fat, and you're going to have to make sure that you can look the best you can look on the outside. But more than that, you are going to have to shore up the inside of you. Your heart, sis, what is that made out of? Keep yourself as nice looking as you can physically on the outside, but then you got to cultivate the inside. See, men expect beautiful women to be ugly on the inside. That's the secret. That's the secret sauce. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Chemical. Men overall, in general, expect women who are very beautiful to be vapid or ugly on the inside. He don't expect her to have much to offer outside of her beauty. He would like for her to have it, but he don't really expect her to. Okay? If you're not as beautiful on the outside, he expects compensation of your inside, your spirit, your energy. He expects the compensation. Because the 6 ain't going to be able to get away with the same thing as the 10. Case in point, if Amber Heard was overweight and ugly, do you think that Johnny would have let her get away with half that stuff she did and said to him? Just, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. JD let Amber get away with half that stuff, especially in the beginning, because he thinks she fine. And Amber is fine in white woman world. Amber is hot. She a little older now. But back when he had got with her a few years ago, Amber is white woman royalty. Yeah, Amber's white woman, that blonde. And she's little bitty. Yeah. If Amber didn't look the way she looked, she wouldn't have got away with it. Women, we're going to have to start understanding that. If you're not a 10, you can't get away with nothing. Sounds unfair. Life's not fair. Just the same way that a rich dude can get away with stuff a broke dude can't get away with. Life's not fair. You lack compassion. You lack empathy. You lack love. You lack a godly spirit. You lack the 5 internal values of the 10 life value system. Your spirit ain't right, beloved. You do dirty to other people, but you don't want no dirt done to you. You do folks dirty, and you don't think nothing of it. And then when it come time for karma and somebody to do some dirt to you, now you're a victim. You speak however you want to speak to people, but when it come time to speak to you, you the tone police. Now the delivery got to be this way, and it's got to be that way, and you got to be touched with a powder puff. You touch everybody else with a razor, and you got to be touched with a powder puff. You're average at best, or you're below average simply because you never make the effort to be better or recognize any of your mistakes and correct them. Because having insight makes you better, a better person. Because you look at yourself, you have some insight, you use your hindsight, and you become better. You self-reflect. It's the self-reflection that makes you know what your real worth is. That's the hard part. Because a lot of y'all run around here and you strive to look real good outside. You'll put on your nails and your hair and your lashes and stuff like that. You'll put that on. And listen, let me talk about the hair and nail and lashes and stuff like that. Because I ain't got nothing against dolling yourself up. I really don't. We're women. We're women. And we like beautification. We like it. It just is what it is. We like to be beautiful as much as we can. We don't want to come outside. Well, most of us anyway. Those of us that care about it anyway. Because there's some of y'all come outside looking like who done it and what for. I'm not talking about y'all. Most women like beautification. I don't got no nails on right now, but I was wearing nails. I put me on some lipstick. I ain't got it on today, but I even put me on a little foundation and stuff like that. And it'd be men that say, you take that off. You don't need that. It's not about need. I'm a woman. And sometimes I like the way my lips look with lipstick on them. I know how they look without them. Sometimes I like my nails painted. I like my natural nails. They just fine. But sometimes I like them to be pink. And sometimes I like them to be blue. And sometimes I like them to be purple. I'm a woman. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But y'all overdo it because you compensating for what you lack on the inside. And that's where it becomes a problem, because then it becomes a pathology. You can't be seen without makeup. You can't be seen without lashes. You can't be seen without nails. You can't be seen without a wig on. Thank you again, Micah. So how many men on the chat hate those long nails and look like Wolverine? That's where you run into your problem, because you're compensating for how ugly you are on the inside. So you don't even want him to look at the inside. You want him to stay focused right here. Thank you, Ismail, again. Thank you. That's where the problem come in. Because if you was pretty on the inside and you didn't overdo the makeup and you just enhanced yourself a little bit, I doubt the men would have a problem with it. But they got a problem because it's pathological at this point. And they know you're covering up your ugly black spirit. They know that's what it is. They know that's what you're doing. That's why you can't be seen in your natural state. Because now he got to look past it. Now he can look past it. You ain't got your lace front on today. You ain't got your lashes on today. Now he can see you for who you are. And that's what you don't want him to see. You won't even so much as dial it back. If you gonna wear lashes, why they gotta be so big? If the lashes looked like normal lashes that grew out your face, I doubt the men would have a problem. I mean, the men can correct me if I'm wrong, if they would still have a problem with it. But if it wasn't pathological, I don't think the men would have a problem. Because other men of other races aren't telling they women to never doll up. But they know it's not a pathology with them either. Thank you, Jihad. Said we love a woman to feel beautiful and feminine, and the makeup is not a cure-all. No, it's not. If you wore a little bit, sometimes you might wear a wig, but if it looked like your hair, if you didn't have it 30 inches in platinum blonde with unicorn blue at the end, I don't think he would mind that too much. And he wouldn't mind it too much if he know you can take it off and go outside without it and be just fine. Now, I don't think he would mind that too much. He would mind it too much if you did your face up and went outside, but he know you're just as confident going outside without all of that makeup on. I think he would be all right. Because what he would come to understand is, yeah, she liked to doll up and cute up and stuff like that, but she's fine the way that she is. And I know she's all right with it because she has confidence when she don't have that stuff. So, what I'm going to do right now is, ladies, y'all got to really kill it. Y'all got to really knock it off. Please knock it off. Please actually get some internal value. Knock it off. That's what I need the ladies to do. And what I need the men to do is get on their A game. A game. A game. My nails are feeling better. Anyway, A game. Thank you, Cornell Jones. This is what I need the guys to do. The guys to be on their A game. This addresses internal, right? This addresses a man's health by addressing his vitality, his energy, his strength, and his libido with increased blood flow and blood circulation, okay? So no matter if he's in school, no matter if he's super active and he's an athlete, or, you know, he's somewhere pushing zeros and ones and coding, you need you some A game to be on top of your A game. And the way that you get A game is by clicking the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com. And please don't forget your 10% discount using the code Kendra10. And you can have this box of awesomeness on its way to you ASAP, okay? I want to draw attention once again to the petition. We're at just a little bit above 1,800 signatures. I would love to get it to 2,000 over the weekend. So the petition is against Black Lives Matter organization and the way that they have mishandled and misappropriated the donated funds. You'll find that in the chat right now. My mods put it in there, and you'll also find that link in the description box as well. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you to everyone who came through. Thank you for all of your generous contributions through Super Chat, Cash App, and through PayPal. Thank you for hitting the like, and a warm thank you to my support team, without which I can't bring you this wonderful content. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.